The following broadcast is a presentation of the ND Sports Channel.
2.2, shot is up, and it's good! Oh my goodness! Blake Nelson! It's taken away there by Carson Abrahamson. She has a breakaway, one-on-one, hard, she scores! And he'll put it right on goal, and right into the goal! Ethan Olsen on a free kick. Kierma Boer, a perfect 4 for 4. And a slam dunk from Harney. 10:50 to go here, and the faceoff is won by North-South onto the stick of Caitlin Arman. Arman feeds it in for Abby Promisberger. And Promisberger with the hat trick. And put your outfielders in left and left center, because that one's going to left field, and that's gone. That is a two-run shot for Kenzie McKinnon. That pass inside of the lane was taken away by Fargo Davies, and another nice pass and a slam dunk. Grayson Heyman with the slam dunk in the JV game. All right, welcome. Hillsboro Event Center here on Hillsboro, North Dakota. We're just under 4 minutes away from the opening announcements. National anthem, tip-off, all that good stuff. So let's dig in to this matchup here between the Hillsboro Central Valley Burros and the MayPort-CG Patriots. Mike Mason with you here. Janice will be working the camera this early evening. Game 2 of a triple header here. And taking a look at these two teams side by side. Hillsboro Central Valley coming in with 6 wins, 13 losses, 5-8 against Region 2 opponents. 1-9 here at home, 5-4 on the road. They're 3-7 in their last 10 games. They've lost 2 in a row coming into this one. They've been outscored 908 to 503 by their opponents, which is an average of 26 points per game on offense and 47 points per game allowed from the opposing team. For the MayPort-CG Patriots, 12-7 overall in the year, 9-3 against Region 2 opponents, 8-3 when playing at home, and they're about almost 50-50, a little bit on the struggling side of that 50-50 mark on the road, 3 wins, 4 losses. But they are 9-1 in their last 10 games. They come into this one winning 2 in a row. They've outscored their opponents 791 to 701, which is an average of 42 points a game on offense and an average of about 37 points allowed for the opposing teams. Both teams have played 19 games this year so far. This is actually the final regular season game of the girls, at least for these two teams anyway. I haven't looked at all the schedules, but for these two teams. So Hillsboro Central Valley started off with a 56-25 loss to Kindred, then that 35-33 overtime win over Drayton Valley Edinburgh, then a loss to Grafton, a win over Larimore and Northern Cass, and then they would lose 4 in a row to Thompson, MayPort-CG, Oak Grove, and Richland. That game against MayPort-CG was only a 6-point loss. And then they'd bounce off that loss to Richland over the Cavalier Tornadoes 55-44. Followed to Park River Fordville Lankin before getting a win over the Mustangs out of Midway Minto. Hatton Northwood was a 4-point loss, and then Ada Borg Norman County West was a loss. Thompson was a loss. North Border was a 2-point loss. Finley Sharon Oak Page 43-12 win over the Spartans. And then they 50-36 loss to Central Cass, and that exact same score to Grafton, bringing them into tonight's game against MayPort-CG. So yeah, they are 6-13, but a good share of those 13 losses are like single digits. And when we say single digits, 1 point, 2 point, 3 points, stuff like that. Not a whole lot of lopsided games, with the exception of 1 or 2. For MayPort-CG, back-to-back wins open up the season over Dakota Prairie and Northern Cass before they would suffer 4 in a row on losses on Midway Minto, Central Cass, Warwick, and the Richland Colts. And then they'd bounce off that Richland Colts game with that 6-point win over the Hillsboro Central Valley Burros back on December 20th. Then the Hankinson game was canceled due to weather. 55-38 loss to Grafton, 45-32 loss to Thompson, a 53-20 win over Benson County, and a 43-40 win over Park River Fordville Lankin. Larimore and Hatton Northwood, both of them were wins, 43-28, 41-32. Then 35-33 win over North Border, a 50-34 win over Hatton Northwood, a 58-18 win over Finley Sharon Oak Page. They would follow the Kindred Vikings 57-42, bounce back with a 39-21 win over the Cavalier Tornadoes, and Drayton Valley Edinburgh 35-24 just 2 nights ago, bringing them into tonight's game against Hillsboro Central Valley. As I said, the final regular home season game for both, or regular season game, not necessarily home game, for both of these teams here tonight, as you hear the buzzer there. And that brings us to our national anthem in our starting lineups. And here's your PA announcer.
To the Hillsboro Event Center for tonight's Region 2 girls basketball game. A special welcome tonight to our guests, the players, student managers and statisticians, coaches and fans who are representing the MayPort-Clifford-Galesburg Patriots. We'll have the starting lineups in a few moments, but first, we ask that you rise, remove all headgear, and honor our flag and our nation as the national anthem is played by the Hillsboro High School Band under the direction of Danica Burkett.
All right, starting lineups are coming up next here. Oh, wait, I think they're going to introduce MayPort-CG first.
The rules of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Athletes are asked to be positive role models on the court, and spectators are asked to cheer for your team and treat players, coaches, and officials with proper decorum and respect. The officials for tonight's game are Dana Cutter, Brad Eisenweiss, and Larry Wennis. Now here are the starting lineups. First for the visiting Patriots. At a guard, number 5, Isabel Messick.
Okay, so these are not the starters that I was given. And it looks like there's a little confusion there.
Incorrect.
Okay, there we go. Attempt number 2 on the starting lineups here.
At a guard, number 23, a junior, Ellie Bergstrom. Number 25. At a guard, a junior, number 32, Hannah Ust. At a forward, a senior, number 3, Julia Cole. At a forward, number 4, a senior, Madison Knudsen. At a forward, number 23, a junior, Cora McClanahan. Patriots are coached by Ben McClanahan, assisted by Leah Larson.
So once again, your starters, Julia Coles, Madison Knudsvig, Cora McClanahan, Ellie Bergstrom, and Hannah Oost. And now for Hillsboro Central Valley.
At a guard, a senior, number 3, Mackenzie Iverson. number 10, Sage Forsyth. And forward, number 5, a junior, McKenna Bergstrom. And forward, a junior, number 11, Sydney Brecken. And at forward, a junior, number 34, Abby Magnuson.
So once again, your starters, Mackenzie Iverson, McKenna Bergstrom, Sage Forsyth, Sydney Brecken, and Abigail Magnuson. Head coach Tony Guttermer sitting. Kate Coldness and Ben Strand, your assistants for Hillsboro Central Valley, and that will get us set here for the opening tip-off. So we'll get to our live camera here. There we go. You may notice that we've moved our scoreboard to the bottom so that we don't have to worry about things covering up the hoop or anything like that. And ignore that score there, as we need to, I thought I had that reset to 0-0, but apparently I did not, so. And we are underway now here in the first quarter of play. That's Knutsvig here on the near wing. She'll work it inside for Julia Coles. Up top, it looked like a shot at first, but it actually was a pass intended for McClanahan. And that'll be a turnover, and the ball will go back to Hillsboro Central Valley. Burros with the basketball, hands it off there to Forsyth. Forsyth puts up the shot and rebounded by McKenna Bergstrom. Bergstrom tried to bounce it in there for Magnuson, but it was taken away, and that's a turnover for Hillsboro Central Valley. One per side now here in the game. Still 0-0, 7:15 to go in the first quarter of play. On the far side, now they'll work it up near wing here. That is Bergstrom. Bergstrom, one dribble, back over to Knutsvig. Knutsvig up top to Julia Coles. Coles, a 5'11 senior, 5'11. I remember that one. That's how tall I am. It's 5'11. So, but I probably couldn't play basketball with this group of kids. So they'd certainly outplay me. There's no doubt about it. Once again, you do see the clock at 0-0s down there. We're putting it in there because we want to build up the confidence to use it, but as our regular viewers know, we've had issues with that. So instead of just turning it off, we're leaving it at 0-0. And we'll continue to give you audio cues of how much time is left, such as 6:20 remaining in the first, when Coles puts up the three to put the Patriots on the board.
Julia Coles.
Pressure on the backcourt there, and Forsyth will get it into the hands of Bergstrom. Bergstrom will get it over the timeline. A loose ball is picked up by Julia Coles. That'll be the second turnover, and now the Patriots will settle things down a little bit. Hannah Oost. Oost into the corner there for Bergstrom. Bergstrom looks down low, or check that was Knutsvig, excuse me. Shot up no good, and a loose ball will go into the hands, I believe that's Iverson. Iverson will dish it into the hands of Forsyth as Forsyth crosses the timeline, dribbles up to the near wing, bounce pass down low there for Sydney Brecken.
Sydney Brecken for two.
Brecken gets HCV on the board. And I guess they're saying that Cole's shot was a 2 instead of a 3. So we'll adjust that down manually here. That means we're tied at 2. So that's our first tie of the game now. .458 to go here in the first quarter of play. Shot is up and in.
Rebound and basket for Abby Magnuson.
And that'll be a turnover for MayPort-CG as they were unable to control the pass, or was it tipped? It was tipped by the Burros, so remain with MayPort-CG. That three-pointer off the mark, and Forseth will chase it out of bounds and trigger the inbounds pass. Forseth will trigger it into Iverson as the Patriots put two players in the backcourt there. Put it back in the hands of Forseth. Forseth's path is tipped as it goes over the timeline. That was hard to say. And then coming back the other way is Cora McClanahan, and we're tied at 4. Forseth, bounce pass, across the paint, mid-post, turning around, up and in. It's Brecken.
Get through. There you go, Sage. Good spot, Sage.
So 6-4 is our score officially. Once again, if I say the score doesn't match up with what's on your screen, then what I say is correct. Loose ball in the paint, whistle sounds, jump ball, possession arrow favors MayPort-CG. I'll stop the clock with 3:46 to go here. Sydney Brecken with 4 points. Abigail Magnuson with 2 for the Burros 6. 2 for Coles, 2 for McClanahan for the Patriots to make up the team's 4. We've had 2 lead changes and 2 ties. 3 ties, excuse me. 2 ties. Long 2, banks it in off the glass. Abigail Magnuson makes it 8-4, and that doubles up. Work the ball down low to Julia Coles. It's poked out of her hands by Magnuson, and Coles will have to trigger the inbounds pass from the baseline on the near side of the hoop here for the MayPort-CG Patriots. 8-4, 3:12 to go, first quarter of play. Work the ball into the high post, and the shot's immediately up, in and out off the glass, in and out one more time, and the ball will stay with the Patriots as we'll have a foul here on Hillsboro Central Valley. That's the first foul of the game. It comes at the 3:08 mark. Sage Forseth, the 5'7" junior, the guilty party on that one there. We'll have a substitution for MayPort-CG as Madison Kneuksvig, the 5'10" senior, goes out to get a breather on the bench. And coming in is Olivia Gap, a 5'6" junior, wearing jersey number 34 for the Patriots. Jump ball called on the far wing there, and possession will favor the Hillsboro Central Valley Burros, who lead by 4, 8-4 with 3:04 remaining here in the first quarter of play. Don't forget the boys game coming up after the conclusion of this one as well. Here is game 3 of our triple header at the Hillsboro Event Center here. I was impressed. There's a lot of snow in Fargo, but the roads coming up here were perfect. I almost felt like I was driving up here on a summer day. That's how good the roads were up here, so no complaints about the traveling conditions. The only complaint I really have is the snow back home. There's way too much of it in the Fargo-Moorhead area. So 2:47 to go. Forseth, long 2 up top, won't go. Rebound underneath there by Brecken. Brecken battling with 2 Patriots, and they'll call a jump ball, and that possession will go back to MayPort-CG with 2:40 to go here in the first quarter of play. Coles and McClanahan, the only 2 buckets for MayPort-CG up to this point, as Olivia Gap will get the ball over on the far side, working up top there for Ellie Bergstrom. And Bergstrom from the mid-post puts it up and in. That pulls the Patriots within 2. It's 8-6. 2:19 to go as the Patriots continue that 3/4 court pressure. And Burros will get it over the timeline. Sage Forseth will tee it up for 3. Got it! 11-6. That increases the Burro lead up to 5. Patriots dribble the ball into the hands of Julia Coles here on the near wing. Coles will push it up top for Gap. Gap, nice pass as Ellie Bergstrom was making her way down the far side of the lane, and
Burrow foul. Number 34, Abby
that pass
Anderson,
was
her first.
fed perfectly from Olivia Gap. Magnuson, the guilty party on the foul there, and Bergstrom connects on the first of 2 free throws. 11-7 with 1:47 to go here in the first quarter. Make it 11-8. She connects on both.
Free throws for Ellie Bergstrom.
And a high pass over the head of McKenna Bergstrom. So just to clarify, McKenna Bergstrom plays on Hillsboro Central Valley, and Ellie Bergstrom plays on MayPort-CG. Inbounds pass going to the hands of Brianna Hutter, a 5'4". Check that. Yes, that is Hutter, a 5'4" junior. That shot up no good, and the rebound will come down there to Jess Lazur. Lazur will get the ball back. No, that's Forsyth, and now they'll feed it into the hands near wing here of McKenna Bergstrom. Bergstrom up top for Caitlin Ensign. I'll get it right. That's up and in. We can add 1 to that. 13-8 is our score, and going to the line here is Sage Forsyth.
Number 23, Cora McClanahan, her first team first. Field goal is good by Sage Forsyth.
Forsyth will have a chance to connect on the 3-point play here. It's up and it is in.
1 free throw for Sage Forsyth.
14-8, so far so good for the Hillsboro Central Valley Burros. Nice pass outside, Gap puts up the shot, and it'll bounce around and rattle off. But an offensive rebound there is pulled down by Hannah Oost. Oost will work it up top for Julia Coles. Back to Gap here on the near wing. Just under a minute to go here in the first quarter of play. Cross-court pass, Coles catch and shoot from the baseline. It's up and in.
Julia Coles.
14-10. Turnover there. And now Gap will pick it up. Shoot it outside here for Oos. Now up top to Coles. Coles puts the ball on the floor and then pops it out here for Olivia. Check that. Hannah Oost.
Scoring.
14-12. The Patriots have pulled within 2, and that ball will stay with Hillsboro Central Valley. Last time these two teams met, it was a game that went in favor of MayPort-CG. I forgot the score, but I know it was close. It was a single-digit victory. And Sage Forsyth will keep the lead for now for Hillsboro Central Valley, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Your score, Hillsboro Central Valley Burros 16, Mayville, Portland, Clifford, Galesburg, Patriots 12. We'll take a timeout and be back here with the second quarter right after this.
NorthDakotaScores.net is your top source for statewide scores for both boys and girls high school sporting events in the state of North Dakota. Football, soccer, basketball, hockey, wrestling, baseball, volleyball, softball. Get all the scores every game, every night, every single sports season of the school year. You can count on NorthDakotaScores.net year after year to provide over 99% of the results for high school sporting events in North Dakota, all reported from trusted and reliable sources. Follow North Dakota Scores on Twitter, search @NDScores, and get the same scores on your mobile device every night.
All right, welcome back. Start of the second quarter. Hillsboro Central Valley leads 16-12. Burros with the basketball in their white jerseys going from left to right. Patriots in their red jerseys going from right to left. Forseth with the loose ball and the shot up and the offensive rebound. And then somebody pushed her. It might have been Cole. No, it might have been Knutsvig. It'll be team foul number 2. And we'll see if it goes on Knutsvig or not. And it does indeed go on the 5'10 senior Madison Knutsvig. 16-12 inbounds pass triggered by Iverson. Iverson will shoot it in. Now Forseth, 2 passes later for 3, rattles in and out. Offensive rebound underneath was partially blocked by Julia Coles on the shot there by Magnuson. And the ball will go out of bounds and go back to MayPort-CG, trailing by 4 here with 7:31 to go in the second quarter of play. Once again, we'll give you audio-only cues of how much time is remaining, as much as possible here. As the clock is set up, but we're not confident enough that we can work it because we've had issues in the past, and we might try during some C and JV games coming up here in the near future to see if we can get that working well enough so we're confident to use it during a varsity game. Forseth drives into the paint, and their shot was blocked by Julia Coles. Coles has 3 blocks in this game already. 7:07, I'll stop the clock. 4-point lead for the Burros, 16-12 is our score. Second quarter of play. Brianna Hutter will trigger the inbounds pass here for the Patriots. And she'll trigger it in for Hannah Oost. Oost will bring it up and over the timeline with 7:03 and counting to go here in the second quarter of play. Being guarded by Iverson, she'll get the screen. The pass comes right back to Hannah Oost. Drives down the far side of the lane. Mid-post jumper up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Jess Lazur, and the Burros will bring it back the other way. 6:45 to go. Near wing, that is McKenna Bergstrom. Down low, the shot out of the hands of Lazur won't go in. Loose ball rebound comes down to the hands of Knutsvig. Knutsvig brings it back all the way. 1-on-4, shot up, won't go. Rebound initially pulled down there by the Burros, and then it was stripped away by Olivia Gap, and now we have a jump ball, and that possession arrow will favor the MayPort-CG Patriots. Also have a substitution here for Hillsboro Central Valley. Getting a breather on the bench is Caitlin Inson, the 5'7" junior. And coming in, I believe, was... I can't recall who came in. I want to say it was Magnuson who came in, but I'm not 100% sure on that, to be honest with you. I should have been paying more attention, making that eye to brain connection there to store that memory, but I guess I failed to do that. So inbounds pass now. Iverson gets caught in the half-court trap on the near sideline. They'll get it over the timeline, though. Long 2 is up, and she was fouled on that shot. So Magnuson will step up to the free throw line. She had 4 points in the first quarter. Sydney Brecken had 4 points, and the Burros were led by Sage Forseth with 8. Triple, 2 buckets, and a free throw. Hit a triple and then an old-fashioned 3-point play. Now Magnuson will get the first point of the second quarter here from the free throw line to make it 17-12 with 6:14 to go here in the second quarter of play. Magnuson puts it up and in. 2 for 2. And up to this point, both teams are 100% from the free throw line. Burros 3 for 3, Patriots 2 for 2 on free throw attempts in this game so far. That's Olivia Gap. She'll drop it in. And that's a 4-point game, 18-14. Iverson over the timeline, poked away. Picked up there by, that was Magnuson, and now a whistle and a foul. And the foul is going to go on Cora McClenahan, and if it is, it's her second. It's definitely team foul number 3. And it is,
All right, go to work now, huh?
It is on McClenahan. They work the ball into the mid-post there. I think that was Lazur. It's up and in, and it is Magnuson with the bucket. That makes it 20-14. Long two up, and it looked good, but a little collision on the offensive rebound there, and the ball will go out of bounds and back to Hillsboro Central Valley. It will not go into the books as a turnover since it came after the shot attempt. Forsyth will pick up the ball in the backcourt, now pick up her dribble and just barely get it over the timeline in time to McKenna Bergstrom. Bergstrom has the ball stripped away from her, pass up to Hutter. Hutter will get it to drop in. Give the assist to McClenahan. 20-16. Now Magnuson here on the near wing. One dribble puts up to Iverson over to Forsyth. Forsyth, bounce pass back over to Magnuson. Magnuson will look inside, a whistle and a foul. I believe the foul is going to go on Olivia Gap, but we'll find out officially here in a moment.
Patriot foul on number 3, Julia Cole.
Check that. Julia Coles will get the foul. Pass from Forsyth to Bergstrom. Bergstrom drives into the paint, falls a little short. Ball saved from going out of bounds by Magnuson, but it goes into the books as a turnover. As the ball goes right back to the Patriots. Long three is up, and that's a little bit off the mark, and the rebound comes down to Magnuson. Just got a text message from a viewer asking if we'll be at the Burros Thompson Tommy's game tomorrow. The answer is yes. To further clarify your question, will that game be live? We're going to attempt it live. We've never done a game there before, so we're not 100% sure. That three from Iverson, in and out. I did talk to the athletic director up at Thompson. From the way our conversation went, it seems like there's a very good chance that game will be live. But if we do have problems with the live stream, we will certainly upload the recorded version. That will have no issues during at some point later in that evening. So yes, we will be in Thompson tomorrow. We're looking forward to that one. It should be a great matchup. Number 1 and number 2. Thompson Tommy's number 1, the Burros number 2 on the boys ranking at last time we checked. And even if the Burro boys win tonight, they'll still be in the number 2 slot. That is a fact. That's not an if. That is a fact. I confirmed that with a couple other people. And Hillsboro Central Valley fans wanted to travel there. They did not get one, but it didn't matter because Iverson came away with the basketball. Iverson to Forsyth. Forsyth picks up the dribble, gives it back to Iverson here, and now back to Forsyth. Forsyth will try and dribble through the defenders and get called for a double dribble. She was trying to get by Brianna Hutter, the 5'4" junior. And as a result, a turnover will occur. That's turnover number 5 now for the Burros. Julia Coles tried to feed it down low to somebody who was hitting between 3 white jerseys. I couldn't quite see who that was, but now I can tell you that it was Brianna Hutter, the 5'4" junior. And well, the jump ball will, or the ball will not jump ball, but the ball will go back to Hillsboro Central Valley. And the possession area will go back to the Patriots. Iverson over the timeline, runs into a double team. Bounce pass near wing here from Magnuson, and a whistle and a timeout by head coach Tony Gunnerman. So the Burros will take a timeout. It's 20-16 with 3:07 to go here in the second quarter of play. Back in a moment on the ND Sports Channel.
Quality Home Restorations is Fargo-Moorhead's go-to place for quality home remodel and repair services. Quality Home Restorations offers free estimates on all your home remodel and repair projects like drywall, laminate flooring, roofing, and much more. Check out the great photos of past projects completed by Quality Home Restorations on their Facebook page. Just search Quality Home Restorations. When it comes to your home being restored, count on Quality Home Restorations. Call Mike today at 400-1751. That's 400-1751 to set up an appointment for a free estimate. Quality Home Restorations in Fargo.
Welcome back. 3 from the corner a little too strong. Pulls down the rebound. It's Bergstrom. Bergstrom will bounce pass it out on the corner there for Forsyth, who tried to feed it in there for Magnuson, but it was taken away by Ellie Bergstrom. Bergstrom was still with the basketball, brings the dribble, picks up her dribble over on the far wing. Looks inside now for Hannah Oost. Oost won't go. Bergstrom with the offensive board. Second chance shot won't go, and coming away with the basketball is McKenna Bergstrom. Bergstrom will lose it, and then Forsyth will strip it away, and it will go which way? I missed the call. It'll go to MayPort-CG, apparently. Okay. I think both teams are a little unsure on who got the ball on that one, just as much as I was. 20-16 with 2:34 and counting to go here in the second quarter of play. Nice pass. Julia Coles with a baseline jumper. Won't go. And then that ball is poked out of bounds by one of the Patriots. I believe it was Knutsvig who popped it out of the Burrow hands, and it will stay with the Burros.
Patriot foul on number 4, Madison Knutsvig, her second.
Hutter and Oos will be in the backcourt there, putting some pressure on as Sage Forsyth will bring it over the timeline. Get it into the hands there of Brecken. Brecken will feed it down low for Magnuson. She gets it up and in. 22-16, 2:11 and counting to go here in the second quarter of play. Julia Coles on the near wing for the Patriots. Looking, and puts the ball to the floor. Now she'll dribble down to the baseline, trying to get around Magnuson. Bounce pass along to Knutsvig up and in. That's her first bucket of the game. 22-18, and now a whistle, and now stop the clock with 1:48 to go. And the ball will go back to MayPort-CG. Inbounds pass just to the my right or the left of Ellie Bergstrom of the Hillsboro Central Valley bench. That took forever to say. Just trying to figure out my left and rights there. Julia Coles with the basketball now. Goes in, backs back out, now dribbles down into the corner. Comes back up into the high post. Feeds it up top, and that will be a timeout. Okay, MayPort-CG will take the timeout. We will keep it right here for that timeout. 22-18, 1:29 to go here before halftime. Let's see here. To answer the question, the text message that came in 4 minutes ago. Will the C Squad be live tomorrow? We did have the JV and varsity planned, and I didn't get confirmation that there was a C game being played. But if that text is the confirmation I was looking for, then the answer is yes. But prior to that, the answer was no, because we weren't even sure if a C game was being played. So. But we will double check that, and if a C game is being played, we'll be there for it. .22-18 here with 1:29 to go before halftime. Abigail Magnuson with 10 points, Sage Forsyth with 8. Forsyth got all 8 of those in the first quarter. Sydney Brecken with 4. For the team total of 22 for the Burros. Julia Coles and Ellie Bergstrom leading the way right now with 4 points each. Otherwise, it's pretty evenly spread. 2 for Olivia Gabb, 2 for Hannah Oos, 2 for Cora McClenahan, 2 for Brianna Hutter, and 2 for Madison Knutsvig, excuse me. 22-18, Forsyth with the basketball, bounce pass Magnuson on the low block, gets the offensive rebound. Second chance bucket won't go up and in. Coles will get the defensive board and hand it off to Hannah Oost. Oost will dribble up far side, give it to Knutsvig, or you know, check that, that's Hutter, excuse me. Now Coles will tee it up for 3, and she'll put it in. 22-21, and Coles, the Patriots within 1, and she leads the way now with 7 for MayPort-CG. Jump ball, possession arrow will favor MayPort-CG. So they'll have a chance to take the lead. Hillsboro Central Valley took the lead at the score of 6-4. And they haven't given up the lead since that 6-4 mark in the first quarter, and now it's a 1-point game, and there's an opportunity here for MayPort-CG to take the lead back for the first time since early on in that first quarter of play. Bounce pass inside, and for the lead, it will not go, but we'll go to the free throw line and see if we can't get a tie and then maybe a lead on the second shot.
Bro foul on number 34, Abby Magnuson, her second, team fourth.
And that one will not drop in for McClenahan.
Board it up now, board it up.
That's the first missed free throw of the game from either team. So the best she can do is tie. And she will not get that done either. Hillsboro Central Valley will hang on to that 1-point lead for a little bit longer. I believe that is Bergstrom, and Bergstrom gets called for the double dribble, and that was the right call. I'll stop the clock with 26.7 seconds to go, and it's a 22-21 game, and second chance now for MayPort-CG to take the lead, and they can hold for the last shot if they want to. Shot clock is off, 15 seconds as of now. Driving the baseline, and that went through the bottom of the hoop instead of the top, and the ball will go out of bounds, and once again, Hillsboro Central Valley will survive with the 1-point lead on this possession. Forsyth over the timeline, kicks it out. They tried to get it back in. 4 seconds to go as the ball is turned over, and a travel, and they'll travel double dribble. Either way, it's a turnover, and I don't think there's time for a shot here. 0.6 seconds. It's going to have to be a catch and shoot. And with as many defenders as MayPort-CG is putting in the backcourt, that catch and shoot is not going to be too likely. At the buzzer, it was, no, it would not have counted. She didn't quite get it out of her hands in time, and it was a pretty good shot. It was just off the mark a little bit to the left side, and well, if she would have had 0.7 seconds, it would have counted had it gone in. So your halftime score, 22-21. We're gonna have some numbers. We'll come back with your halftime show here in a little bit on the ND Sports Channel. Stay tuned.
Watch all the games on the ND Sports Channel on your home television screen. If your smart TV, Blu-ray, Xbox, PlayStation, 4K, or DVD player has access to the YouTube app, you can watch the ND Sports Channel on your big screen TV right at home, both live games and replays. Simply click on the YouTube app on your smart TV, and with the remote, move over to the search button, type in or highlight ND Sports Channel, and then select the live feed. Or you can browse the game library and watch a previous game on demand anytime you would like. We invite you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/ND Sports Channel. You can also watch live games and replays of games on your mobile device using the YouTube app, which can be downloaded from your mobile device's app store if it's not already on your device. Thanks for watching the ND Sports Channel. It's ND Sports Online. The ND Sports Channel is proud to give you access to the North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast. Just go to our website at ndsportschannel.com, click on ND Softball All-Stars, and you can have unlimited 24-hour access to each and every episode, past and present. The same episodes are also on our YouTube channel. Just click on playlists and look for ND Softball All-Stars, and click play on the episode of your choice, or watch them all from first to last, or shuffle the playlist to play each episode randomly. Help support and build the ND Softball All-Stars program. Send donations to ND Softball All-Stars, P.O. Box 6544, Fargo, North Dakota 58109. For more on ND Softball All-Stars, visit their website, ndsoftballallstars.com. The Class B podcast, presented by the North Dakota Basketball Hub, brings you student athletes and coaches interviews, Class B rankings talk, game analysis, and more. Check out the website at www.northdakotabasketballhub.com for all the latest and greatest Class B content. Make sure to follow ND Basketball Hub on Facebook and Twitter. Just search at ND Basketball Hub. That's at ND Basketball Hub and get the latest updates on our podcast schedule and more. Listen to every episode on demand at ndsportschannel.com as well as on our YouTube channel.
The game is close. It's a big rivalry. Students jump out of their seats while the cheerleaders lead the chanting. Everyone is on edge. The shot is up and the buzzer sounds. All eyes follow the ball. Will it fall through the net? You can hear the hush of the crowd. With your whistle, you watch if his feet were inside the line or not. The crowd erupts. It's a game winner. Or is it? You make the call. Become an official. Contact your local high school. A message from the North Dakota High School Activities Association.
Paper tickets. Rookie mistake. Game Time is the fastest way to buy tickets to live events with your friends. You can buy the perfect seats in seconds, and tickets are delivered directly to your phone, so you always have them with you. Download Game Time free on the App Store, and you'll instantly see a curated list of the best upcoming events in your area. Game Time sorts through thousands of available seats on the market and presents you with only the 50 best values. One of the best things about Game Time is you can get tickets at last-minute prices even after the game starts. Download Game Time free on the App Store today.
Quality Home Restorations is Fargo Moorhead's go-to place for quality home remodel and repair services. Quality Home Restorations offers free estimates on all your home remodel and repair projects like drywall, laminate flooring, roofing, and much more. Check out the great photos of past projects completed by Quality Home Restorations on their Facebook page. Just search Quality Home Restorations. When it comes to your home being restored, count on Quality Home Restorations. Call Mike today at 400-1751. That's 400-1751 to set up an appointment for a free estimate. Quality Home Restorations in Fargo. NorthDakotaScores.net is your top source for statewide scores for both boys and girls high school sporting events in the state of North Dakota. Football, soccer, basketball, hockey, wrestling, baseball, volleyball, softball. Get all the scores every game, every night, every single sports season of the school year. You can count on NorthDakotaScores.net year after year to provide over 99% of the results for high school sporting events in North Dakota, all reported from trusted and reliable sources. Follow North Dakota Scores on Twitter, search at @NDScores, and get the same scores on your mobile device every night. In our first year on the air, the ND Sports Channel brought you 282 games, and 247 of those games were exclusive broadcasts of the ND Sports Channel. That's 247 games that would have had zero broadcast coverage had it not been for our sponsors supporting high school sports on the ND Sports Channel. If you are interested in joining our varsity sponsor team, please contact us by email or by phone. Our email is ndsportschannel@gmail.com, and our phone number is 404-9072. With your support, we can do even more high school sports in the future. Plus, you'll be putting your products and business in front of an average of 222 viewers and listeners per game. Let's team up. The ND Sports Channel is a proud supporter and broadcast partner with North Dakota Softball All-Stars. The games and skills competition for the 3rd annual Shields ND Softball All-Stars Series are scheduled for June 3rd and 4th, 2019, and it'll all be live on the ND Sports Channel. Let's team up and help ND Softball All-Stars make the program the best it can be for the final high school softball game for the top seniors in the state of North Dakota. Send your donations to ND Softball All-Stars, P.O. Box 6544, Fargo, North Dakota 58109, or you can also donate on the ND Softball All-Stars Facebook page. For more information on ND Softball All-Stars, check out the website, ndsoftballallstars.com. Let's team up to support a great program for a great sport in the great state of North Dakota. Watch all the games on the ND Sports Channel on your home television screen. If your smart TV, Blu-ray, Xbox, PlayStation, 4K, or DVD player has access to the YouTube app, you can watch the ND Sports Channel on your big screen TV right at home, both live games and replays. Simply click on the YouTube app on your smart TV, and with the remote, move over to the search button, type in or highlight ND Sports Channel, and then select the live feed. Or you can browse the game library and watch a previous game on demand anytime you would like. We invite you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/ND Sports Channel. You can also watch live games and replays of games on your mobile device using the YouTube app, which can be downloaded from your mobile device's app store if it's not already on your device. Thanks for watching the ND Sports Channel. It's ND Sports Online.
welcome back. We're at halftime here between Hillsboro Central Valley and MayPort-CG. 22-21. Pretty good game here. Tight game between these two teams. And last time these two teams played, it was rather close as well. I meant to pull up that score during the break there, and I got distracted, and I forgot to do that. But let's just do that right now. Won't take that long. So we're about a minute away from the start of the third quarter here. While that's pulling up, we'll go over some individual numbers here. We've had 2 ties and 2 lead changes. Both lead changes went to Hillsboro Central Valley, and both ties went to MayPort-CG, but it was tied at 4-4, and Hillsboro Central Valley took the lead at 6-4, and they have not given up the lead yet, although MayPort-CG has had at least 3 or 4 opportunities to take that lead back. Burros were 3 of 3, 1 of 1 in the first, 2 of 2 in the second from the free throw line for 100% in the first half shooting, and MayPort-CG 2 of 2 in the first quarter, 0 of 2 in the second quarter for 2 of 4, or 50% from the line in that first half of play. Patriots are led by Julia Coles with 7 points, and then you got 2 for Madison Knutsvig, 2 for Brianna Hutter, 2 for Cora McClenahan, 4 for Ellie Bergstrom. Hannah Oost has 2, and Olivia Gap has 2. For the Hillsboro Central Valley Burros, they are led in scoring by Abigail Magnuson with 10 points. And then Sydney Brecken has 4, and Sage Forsyth has 8.
Cole, McClenahan, Bergstrom, and Knutsvig for Patriots. Iverson, Bergstrom, Forsyth, Brecken, and Magnuson for the Burros.
And we're underway here with the third quarter of play. Burros going from right to left in their white jerseys. MayPort-CG going from left to right in their red jerseys. Sage Forsyth with the long 2, won't go. Batted out of bounds. I believe it was last touched by Sydney Brecken, and it was. And that'll give the ball back to the Patriots. .740 to go here in the third quarter of play, and the Patriots have their 4th opportunity in a row to take the lead. The first 3 came at the end of the second quarter, and now the first opportunity here in the start of the third. Driving into the paint, they'll kick it outside here for Hannah Oos. Burrow fans wanted a double dribble, they did not get it. Offensive rebound, kicks it out for 3, Julia Coles makes it 24-22. And that triple puts Julia Coles in the double-digit club with 10. So I did get confirmation during halftime of that C game in Hillsboro Central Valley tomorrow between the Burros and the Tommies. So we'll have all 3 games for you. We'll have another triple header for you tomorrow from Thompson High School. And once again, we've never done a game at Thompson High School before. But based on my communication with the athletic director up there, it sounds like there's a good possibility that those games will be live, but of course if there are issues, we'll record those games and upload them with no issues after the attempted live stream. First shot up, no good, and the second one after coming around the perimeter was no good, and another offensive rebound. And that ball will get loose, picked up in between the circles there by Julia Coles. Coles being guarded by Sage Forsyth. And she'll get around Forsyth into the paint, dump it down to the low block for Cora McClenahan. And that is 2 more for McClenahan. And that puts the Patriots up by 4, 26-22. A 5-0 run for the Patriots here to start the second half of play. And that pass will be over the head of Magnuson and out of bounds. And that's turnover number 8. That's one thing I did not go over. 7 turnovers in that first half for Hillsboro Central Valley compared to just 5 for MayPort-CG according to my numbers. Of course, those turnover numbers are up for, what's the word I'm looking for here? They are unofficial, let's put it that way. So I'll thank Don Harris for subscribing to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Certainly appreciate that. The more subscribers we get, we can actually start to make money on the YouTube channel, which will certainly help us get more games. We need 1,000 subscribers to hit that mark, and we're only at like last time I checked, right in that 330 area, 340 maybe. So certainly appreciate those who have subscribed, and if you're interested in subscribing, please do so. You can get mobile and email alerts every time we go on the air with a game. And of course, you can check our schedule at ndsportschannel.com. Click on game schedule, and you can find out every game that we're doing. We have a lot of pending games on the horizon here due to the upcoming tournaments. As far as state basketball is concerned, WDAY will have the video coverage. They have the exclusive rights to that, so we will have, there's a possibility we'll have some online radio coverage for you of the state tournament. That bucket is in underneath there by Cora McClenahan. She has scored 4 of the team's 7 points here in the second half so far. Knutsvig up top, now over to Coles on the far wing. Back to Knutsvig up top. Knutsvig ball overhead, swings it into the hands there of Bergstrom. Bergstrom looks down low. That shot won't go. That was out of the hands of McClenahan. But McClenahan will get the offensive rebound, then 2 passes later into the hands of Knutsvig. And that pass got tipped out of bounds. They'll go back to Hillsboro Central Valley. 5-point, or check that, a 6-point lead, 28-22. 5:05 to go. And the ball is turned over once again.
The ball.
7 turnovers in the first half. Hillsboro Central Valley's now up to 10.
Hannah Us with the field goal, shooting 1.
Hannah Oost gets the bucket and the and one opportunity. And the Patriot lead is now to 9, 31-22. Work the ball to Knutsvig here. Knutsvig being guarded by, that is Sydney Brecken. 2 passes later, nearly intercepted by Iverson, but the shot is up at the back iron out of the hands there of Hannah Oost, and the rebound comes down to Sage Forseth, who'll bring it over the timeline. Pending substitution for Hillsboro Central Valley at the next break in action, which will probably come right now as we have a push on either McClenahan or, see who else was underneath there. McClenahan or Bergstrom. Okay, Cora McClenahan is one of the 20s. That's her 3rd. First team foul of the second half. 31-22. 4:04 and counting. And the inbounds pass is ripped away and taken away, and that's another turnover for HCV, and that has certainly hurt them here in this second half, as they have failed to score a bucket yet here in the 3rd quarter, and we're over halfway through the quarter. They'll get the defensive board there. And Caitlin Ensign will bring it in, and Sage Forseth will put down the triple. 31-25, and now that 9-point deficit looks a lot prettier as a 6 instead of a 9. And Hillsboro Central Valley has set themselves up for an opportunity to chip away at that even more if they can just play some patient defense here. And timeout, MayPort-CG. 31-25. The only bucket scored by Sage Forseth here in the 3rd quarter. And that gives her 11 now, and she's the second Burro to enter the double-digit club. as Abigail Magnuson had 10 at halftime, and that triple put Sage Forsyth at 11 so far. We'll keep it here during the timeout. Thank you for your sponsors, including Game Time, Quality Home Restorations, for staying on board with us. Their contracts came to an end, and they decided to renew them, so we certainly appreciate that. Puts a little bit more money into our account to get the equipment and get travel costs to get to some of these games. And of course, if you want to assist with that, it'd certainly be helpful. You can hit the donate button at ndsportschannel.com. You can donate by check, money order through mail, or credit or debit card right on our website. Certainly appreciate any amount, any gift that you can give us. And speaking of gifts, Olivia Gap puts 2 more on the board for MayPort-CG. 33-25. Nice pass down low, and Magnuson will retake the leading scorer honors for Hillsboro Central Valley with 12. 33-27. It's a 6-point game. 2:36 and counting. Up top, that is Olivia Gap. Gap drives into the lane and runs into a little bit of trouble here, and somebody up here to my left yelled out travel. I'm not sure who that was, but I don't know. It could have went either way. It could have went a travel, but in this case it went as a foul on Sydney Brecken, which will be her second. Bergstrom makes it 35-27 on that bucket there. And pulling up for 3 and bounces off the front of the rim, out of the hands there, Magnuson. That one will not go. Patriots will bring it back the other way. With the ball right now is Hutter. Hutter will give it up for Julia Coles for 3. Out the back iron, won't go. Forsyth will pull down the defensive board. Back the other way now come the Burros, trying to chip away at that lead. Forsyth looking down low for Magnuson, and it was just out of the outstretched wingspan of Abby Magnuson. He'll go out of bounds and back to the Hillsboro, or to the MayPort-CG Patriots. So Knutsvig inbounds it to, that is Olivia, or no, check that. It was Hannah Oost. Now Olivia Gap has it. Up top to Knutsvig. Knutsvig. Gap, long 2. Won't go. It was about an 18-footer on the attempt there, and unintentional push. I believe the foul might go on McKenna Bergstrom. So McKenna Bergstrom picks up her second. Inbounds pass gets into the hands of Hannah Oost. Oost across the paint, and the bucket's up and in, out of the hands of Knutsvig. That makes it a 10-point lead, 37-27. MayPort-CG took the lead at 24-22, which was the first bucket out of the halftime break for MayPort-CG. They haven't given it up. Prior to that, they trailed since the 6-4 mark of the first quarter. Over and back will be the call. And Julia Coles will trigger the inbounds pass from right in front of her own bench. Into the baseline there for Knutsvig. Back out to Coles. Coles fakes the 3, steps in. A high percentage shot off the mark. Sage Forsyth with the defensive board. She'll bring it back the other way, coast to coast to the hoop. Can't get it to lay it in. But the loose ball will come down to, that is Caitlin Inson. And that shot's up and no good. And a defensive rebound there for the Patriots, Hannah Oost. According to my numbers, that's her 5th defensive rebound, and has 7 total with 2 on the offensive glass. Loose ball turnover, scooped up there by Sage Forsyth. Forsyth will dribble into the paint around Julia Coles. It's up and it won't drop in. Offensive rebound won't go in, and now the ball gets thrown right back in the hands of Sage Forsyth with the long 2, and the defensive board is pulled down by Brianna Hutter. Hutter will bring it over the timeline, put it in the hands of Julia Coles over on the far wing with 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter of play. 37-27, shot clock is off. Patriots can hold for the final shot if they so choose to do so. Loose ball. And now it's picked up, driving into the lane is Hutter, trying to lay it in, can't get it to go. Baseline jumper with 2 seconds to go, won't go, hits the top of the backboard. That will be considered out of bounds, and the question is, will they put time on the clock? Or will they just call that the end of the third? Because there should be approximately 1 second on the clock when that ball went over the backboard, but it appears that they will just end the quarter. So that will bring us to the end of the third with your score. Mayville, Portland, Clifford, Galesburg, Patriots 37. Hillsboro, Central Valley, Burros 27. It was 16-12. Burros led at the end of the first quarter, but since the 16 points that they scored in the first quarter, they were held to 6 in the second quarter and just 5 in that third quarter of play, which eventually brings us, so they were outscored 9-6 in the second quarter and 16-5 in the third quarter to bring us to our current score of 37-27. Burros still in it, down 10, but it's going to be an uphill climb. They're going to have to play some pretty good basketball here in the fourth quarter here and hold some of those opportunities for MayPort-CG in the fourth quarter of play. We'll keep it right here during the quarter break. Sage Forseth, second leading scorer with 11. Sydney Brecken has 4 through 3 quarters of play, and Abigail Magnuson has 12 through 3 quarters of play. Through 3 quarters of play for the Patriots, Julia Coles with 10, Madison Knutsvig with 4, Brianna Hutter with 2, Cora McClenahan with, let's see here, 2, 4, 6, Ellie Bergstrom with 6, Hannah Oos with 5, and Olivia Gap with 2. As we go to the fourth quarter now, and that shot won't go in. A steal by Iverson. Long 2 is up from Knutsvig, won't go. And the rebound pulled down, or checked that by Magnuson, and then Knutsvig is the one who pulled down the rebound. Iverson will come away with the ball as Knutsvig tried to pull down the defensive rebound, and Iverson will put it into the hands of Ensign. Ensign. There we go. I got it. She has the ball right now. Kicks out Iverson up top for Forseth. Forseth near wing now for, that is Lazur. Lazur back to Forseth. 13 to shoot on the shot clock. Lazur puts it up and in.
Jess Lazur scoring for the Burros.
Patriots work the ball around the perimeter. Now they look down into the low block. Bounce pass along the baseline. Long jumper up and in. Out of the hands of Ellie Bergstrom. She has 8 now. It's back to a 10-point game. 39-29 with 6:33 and counting to go. Back the other side now. Magnuson will give it up for long 3. Is a little bit off the mark out of the hands of Ensign. And the defensive board comes down to Knutsvig. Knutsvig will get the ball back here on the near wing. Work it up top for Gap. Gap swings it over there for Hutter. Hutter looks down low, and Hutter will get the ball back as she cuts into the lane and draws the foul. That will be on Abigail Magnuson. I do believe that'll be the team's fourth, check that, 4th of the second half. And if it is on Magnuson, it'll be on, no, it's not on Magnuson, it's on Mackenzie Iverson, so it'll be her first. Magnuson still with 2 fouls, and free throw line is Hutter, and that one's up and in.
Stay focused. Play together. Let's go. Lots of games. Come on, let's go.
40-29 now. And the second free throw is a little bit off the mark. Rebound will come down to the Burros. That was Lazur with the rebound, I believe. And now Forseth has it over on the far wing. Swings it up top, now near wing for Iverson. Iverson looking down low, and they'll work the ball back over to Forseth on the far wing. Forseth looks in for Magnuson. The ball is tipped away and taken away by Olivia Gap. Goes into the books as a steal, and 15 turnovers now for the Burros, and the shot a little bit off the mark. Coles got the offensive rebound initially, and then it's going to stay with MayPort-CG. So we'll go ahead and give that offensive rebound to Julia Coles since they kept possession of the ball. 40-29, 5:37 to go. And that layup goes off the bottom of the backboard, and the loose ball over into the far corner will end up in the hands of Forseth. Forseth gets it up to Iverson. Iverson over the timeline, pops into the hands of Magnuson, pulls up for three. Misses everything to the right side. She's a little frustrated on that one, but shake it off, and you're still down 11 with 5:21 to go, and a timeout on the floor. The Burros will take that timeout. They still have a chance. Time is not an enemy yet, but it will be soon. We'll see what the Burros can do coming out of the timeout. We'll be back in just a moment on the ND Sports Channel.
Paper tickets. Rookie mistake. Game Time is the fastest way to buy tickets to live events with your friends. You can buy the perfect seats in seconds, and tickets are delivered directly to your phone, so you always have them with you. Download Game Time free on the App Store, and you'll instantly see a curated list of the best upcoming events in your area. Game Time sorts through thousands of available seats on the market and presents you with only the 50 best values. One of the best things about Game Time is you can get tickets at last-minute prices even after the game starts. Download Game Time free on the App Store today.
All right, welcome back. 5:21 to go here, fourth quarter of play. 40-29. And a turnover back to the Burros.
Get a bucket, White.
That's only the third turnover, according to my numbers, of this half for MayPort-CG. Forseth will get the inbounds pass, tee it up for three, straight away, 19 feet, won't go. Rebound will come down there for Cora McClenahan, and back the other way comes Hutter, gives it to McClenahan, now up top to Oost. Oost swings it over to Julia Coles. Coles being guarded there by Ensign. They'll push it into the corner. That's Hutter. Hutter will drive into the lane, kick it out, baseline, into the hoop, hit the bottom of the backboard, offensive rebound. Gap puts it up and in. 42-29, 4:37 and counting to go here, fourth quarter of play. Ensign with the basketball, now Forseth over to Iverson on the near wing. Iverson back up top for Ensign. Ensign will kick it over far side there for Bergstrom. Bergstrom back up top to and then now near side catch and shoot three for Iverson won't go. Rebound comes down to Hutter. That's 5 defensive rebounds for Brianna Hutter according to my numbers here. 42-29, excuse me. Once again, if I say the score and doesn't match up with what's on your screen, then what I say is the correct score. This Forseth will come up with the loose ball, try to dribble through a few defenders here, and we'll have a foul and an inbounds pass from the near sideline here on the right-hand side of the timeline.
Taking the foul, number 32, Hannah. For second. Team third.
Ensign will give it to Iverson here on the near wing. Back to Ensign up top. She's looking over for Bergstrom. Bergstrom will get it. Drive in mid-post. Shot blocked by Cora McClenahan. Back the other way now. Hannah Oost to bring it over the timeline. 3:45 to go. Time is running out for Hillsboro Central Valley. They need to do something here soon. Coles can't get the shot to goal, and Magnuson pulls down her 5th defensive board. I have her for 10 rebounds altogether, 5 on each side of the glass. Iverson up top, works it over Forseth, bounce pass into Magnuson into the mid-post. Loose ball, back out to Iverson, to check that Forseth, excuse me, and that shot up no good. Rebound comes down into the hands of Knutsvig, and Knutsvig will get it to Oost. Oost, bounce pass there to Coles. Kind of a bounce handoff. Coles drives into the lane, falls down. Jump ball will favor MayPort-CG. Don't forget the boys' game is coming up after the conclusion of this one here. We will go offline for a couple of minutes to get set up for that boys' game. Burros scored 16 in the first quarter. They only scored 11 combined in the second and third quarters. And so far, they've only scored 2 here in the fourth quarter. That bucket coming from Jess Lazure. 2 points, 2 defensive rebounds, according to my numbers for Lazure, the 6-foot senior.
Patriot foul on number 3, Julia Cole. That's her second. Team 4th.
Julia Coles picks up her second, team 4th, puts Abigail Magnuson at the free throw line where she's 2 for 2 tonight. And now she's 3 for 3. And she has 13 points. And it's 42-30. A 12-point game with 2:52 to go. And that one will rattle in, and 42-31. Coming up in our post-game show, we'll answer some text messages that have come in and get you the final numbers and then get you set for the boys' game. Is driving into the lane there was Hannah Oost. And that bucket gives Oost 7 points on the night now. And now another turnover for Hillsboro Central Valley. And with the basketball right now is McClenahan. McClenahan over to Oost on the far wing. She'll put the ball on the floor, dribble back in between the circles here. 23 on the shot clock, 2:17 on the game clock. Over to Coles on the far wing. Coles looking inside, trying to high loop pass, drop-in pass, whatever you want to call it. I can't think of the word right now. 3-pointers up. That one will go over the backboard. That'll be considered out of bounds, and the ball will go back to MayPort-CG. And we'll have a timeout, Hillsboro Central Valley. So, let's see here. One of the questions that came in via text message was, I just lost it on my screen here. Let me pull it up again. Oh, do you call football games in the fall? Yes, we do. Last fall, we covered Fargo South. We don't have any idea of who we're doing this coming fall. But yes, we do plenty of football games. And we will do plenty of football games in the future as well. So we go where the internet connection is the strongest. Of course, that certainly helps out. So we prefer to deliver the games to you live instead of delayed whenever possible. But 2:01 to go here in the fourth quarter. 44-31. The Burros trail the Patriots by 13. 16 in the first quarter for the Burros, 6 in the second, 5 in the third, and 4 so far here in the fourth quarter for the Burros. Sage Forseth, along with Brecken and Magnuson, providing the points in that first quarter. And since then, the only one to score on a consistent basis was Magnuson. Sage Forseth did get a 3 back in the third quarter, but Brecken hasn't scored since their 2 buckets in the first. And then all those turnovers earlier there in that second half has certainly hurt the scoreboard for the Burros. As Forseth took it away, and then she was pickpocketed from behind by Hannah Oost. Oost will bring it back, dribble up to the near wing. Cross-court pass is intercepted there by Bergstrom. So turnover for each side there. 3 from Forseth on the way. It looked good coming out of her hands. It wouldn't go. And then the follow-up bucket. Magnuson on the second chance point. 44-33. And the Patriots will get over the timeline. And the ball was poked away. It'll be a reach-in foul, Mackenzie Iverson.
Well, number 3, Mackenzie Iverson, her second.
15 foul, Iverson second. Wide open, did not pull the trigger. Instead, she looks down low. Can't get that bucket to go, and that was a lucky break for Hillsboro Central Valley. Inside will bring it over the timeline, put it into the hands of Sage Forseth. Forseth will lose it. It's just ripped away by Ellie Bergstrom. And that'll be a reach-in foul, I believe, on Inside. And barring a spectacular display of a comeback here, MayPort-CG is going to go ahead and pull away with the win on this one, as that foul will stop the clock with 36.5 seconds, and it'll be Mackenzie Iverson's third personal.
Team 7.
Second one is missed. 45-33 with 33 seconds to go. Forseth drives all the way and puts it in. Back to a 10-point game here with 22 seconds to go. And another foul on Iverson. That'll be her fourth. One more and she'll head to the bench, but we'll see if that happens in 20 seconds or not.
Team 8.
Class B District 8 tournament, Rolla defeats Rolla at Wolford 49-38 in a region qualifier game. 17 seconds to go. It looks like they'll just pass this one around and chew up the clock. In District 8, in a region qualifier, St. John defeats North Star 55-43. And MayPort-CG defeats Hillsboro Central Valley 45-35. We'll go up and add up some numbers live here. Let's see here. Sage Forseth won the night with 13. Sydney Brecken won the night with 4. Jess Lazur won the night with 2. Abigail Magnuson won the night, let's see here, 12, 14, 16. And that's your individual scoring numbers for Hillsboro Central Valley. For MayPort-CG, Julia Coles won the night with 10 points. Madison Knutsvig won the night with 4 points. Brianna Hutter won the night with 3 points. Cora McClenahan won the night with 6 points. Ellie Bergstrom won the night with 8 points. Hannah Oost won the night, let's see here, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. And Olivia Gap won the night with 4 for the Patriots. So your leading scorer for MayPort-CG, Julia Coles with 10, followed by Ellie Bergstrom and Hannah Oost with 8 apiece. Right behind her, 6 for, or those two, 6 for Clara McClenahan, 4 apiece for Knutsvig and Gap, and then 3 for Brianna Hutter. Your leading scorer for the Burros was Abigail Magnuson with 16, followed right behind by Sage Forseth with 13. And then 4 for Sydney Brecken and a deuce for Jessie Lazur. Player of the game, we're going to go with, let's see here. We're going to go with Hannah. No, we're going to go with Julia Coles. It could have gone either way to Hannah Oost or Julia Coles, but Julia Coles with 10 points. In addition to, I had her down for 7 rebounds, 3 on the offensive glass, 4 on the defensive glass. And the one thing that kind of swayed my decision to her was the 3 block shots she had in that first half. Because if she wouldn't have blocked those 3 shots, that's 6 additional points, and that makes it a 45-41 game instead of 45-35. And it's possible that, you know, at a 4-point difference, that Hillsboro Central Valley may have been able to come up with a game plan to complete the comeback, but that wasn't the case. We had a total of, let's see here, 2 ties and 3 lead changes. We were tied at 2-2. Hillsboro Central Valley took the lead at 4-2. And then MayPort-CG tied it at 4-4. Hillsboro Central Valley took the lead at 6-4. And they hung on to that lead until the 3rd quarter of play, when MayPort-CG would take a 24-22 lead, and that would be the final lead change of the game, and MayPort-CG would cruise on to the 10-point victory. Your final score one more time, 45-35. That'll wrap it up for the girls' game, and we'll get things set up for the boys' game. Be right back in a few moments here on the ND Sports Channel. Thanks so much for watching. Back in a few minutes with the boys' game here on the ND Sports Channel.
Thanks for watching this presentation of the ND Sports Channel. Did you miss any of the game? Check out Game Rewind on our website at ndsportschannel.com.